Our next guest, oh, you know you love her. Series like Clarissa Explains It All to bring to the Teenage Wisp, Melissa and Joey, and now she's taking on the podcast world. Brand new show, it's called What Women Binge. Okay, take a listen to this.
Let's talk about the homework.
Yeah. So the homework was to watch the first episode
We all had to watch.
Clarissa Explains It All because, like a crazy person, you have not watched yourself.
I have been busy, Amanda. I have been very busy
For
the
2
last
decades?
31 years. 3 decades. And then some.
With us now is Melissa Joan Hart. Melissa, thanks for being with us today. Okay, so in your podcast, we've learned you don't binge yourself, but tell us about this podcast and what you're hoping to achieve by doing it.
Well, this all just came about because of, people were always asking me to do a podcast. And then of course, with the lockdown, you know, friends are texting, I need a new show, I need a book to read, what's a podcast I can listen to when I walk the dog for hours. And one of my friends was like, I'll make a spreadsheet. And I was like, I'll start an Instagram page and give people reviews and stuff. And then it was like, well, this would be a great podcast. This is what people talk about. So it just sprouted out of fun, light conversation.
Do you find, are you just bombarded by people? I have somebody in my ear every single day and say, oh, you haven't watched this? Oh, you got to check this out. Oh, do you get that? What's on your list right now that you need to get to?
I've got so many. And because of this podcast, I'm now trying to not only watch what our guests were on or, you know, like recently we do an episode with Garcelle Boubet and she's on Housewives. So I've got to watch Housewives and there's a lot of it. But I also wanted to go back and watch the Jamie Foxx show, but also she's really into what she's really into. I had to watch.
We know something that people can decide to start binging. You are now about to start a new Lifetime movie, and it's about a mother with extreme hoarding tendencies. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I just got this great multi-year deal with Lifetime. I've been doing Christmas movies for them forever, directing, producing, and acting, and I'll continue to do those. But I'm going to launch a little bit more into the Rip from the Headlines projects that they do, starting with the one called Dirty Little Secrets, and I will play a mother who's a hoarder. There's a lot that goes into it about the psychology behind somebody that hoards, whether it stems from sort of an OCD or it's from a loss, like or a sentimental value. So there's a lot to it.
Does it feel, because again, you kind of alluded to this earlier, I mean, talking about not even watching your own show that you hadn't seen, you've been busy for the past 30 years, but you sound busy now. Does it feel like, are you to a point now where you're watching shows and it is work, but does it feel like work? Or are you enjoying some of these things you're binging?
I want to enjoy it, and I do enjoy it, but sometimes I do feel a little bit of pressure to like watch a lot, and it's not something I used to ever do. So there's a big gap in my knowledge of television from when I was a child and I watched a lot to when I was on TV and I was working so hard that I never sat down until I met my husband. He was like, have you never seen Friends? And he made me sit down and watch Friends. And, you know, and so it's hard because we only really watch TV when we get in bed at night, once the kids are in bed. Really quickly, we try to watch something we both agree on before he falls asleep. And so, you know, he always passes out way earlier than I do. So, you know, and then I can kind of turn on the things I like The Great, or we're actually into 1883 right now. I'm trying to get to Gilded Age because that's something I really want to watch. But I just haven't watched TV that much. So it's a lot of fun to try to catch up on these things, but I really need to I need to get into Ozarks more, and I need to watch more Euphoria, and I need to finish White Lotus and Only Murders in the Building, and I have a long list.
Is it wrong that I've seen all of those? I must have too much time on my hands. Melissa Joan Hart, but I'm going to be checking out that podcast for more recommendations. Thank you for joining us today, and everyone be sure to check out What Women Binge podcast. New episodes drop every Wednesday. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You know, the way she listed it, it does sound exhausting. Like, oh, I got to get to, she named so many, I got to get to that.
But I was like, check.
But I don't know how you have the time to do that because I'm like she is. I have not seen.
Sometimes I do it when I'm on the treadmill too, so that helps. Like I multitask.
There you go.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.